Hello guys, so today I want to show you how to make this kind of cool, I might say, menu using Godot. So let's have a look first. Let's see. So here is the menu. You can it's how can I say this? I find it cool. Like, we have this glow effect going on, and we have this sound effect when you just switch to different options of the menu, and we got this tween going on, and you might not hear the sound effects of the switching the options of the menu because I deactivated the sound from the desktop of while recording. So but there is there is some sound effect going on, and you can add them. So let's going to make this, and part of this too is because I search for a menu like this, and Godot is great because it's sorry for my dog is barking a lot, but he's going to stop. So what I like about Godot is that you're going to have literally a lot of resources online. However, there might be one or two that are specific to you, so you gotta make it yourself. And when it comes to UI, there's a lot of ways to do something depending of your interest, your imagination. So I kind of wanted to show you how you could make this type of menu, and you can literally reorganize the GUI elements to fit the main menu into a certain type. So let's just get started and see how we can make this from scratch. So first thing first, let's start with just a new project. Let me just quit here. Okay, new project, and we'll call this menu tutorial. Okay, before we go forward, I just want to say, dude, if you don't know, I am dumb, like really dumb. So I'm going to do things here that are going to be horrible in terms of best practices, or thing that might be considered a sin, maybe not. So what I want you to really get from this video is the essence of doing things. Even that I might screw up, but you just get how to do things and just stick with that. Don't just copy the code. If you really need to, just copy. I do this all the time. So first things first, if you want to have that glow effect, you need to go into forward render. Compatibility renderer doesn't work with glow, and by the way, I'm using Godot 4.1, so it might be different for Godot 4.2 and on. So in Godot 4.1, you need to either use the forward plus renderer or the mobile renderer. So I'm going to go with the forward. Feel free to use the mobile. I believe it's not going to be that different. And here we are. Again, the name is good, and let me just put it into my project list. You can put it anywhere. I just like to keep things a little bit organized. So let's make a new folder and call this tutorial, and it's going to be there. Select current folder. And if you have some kind of doubts about anything, you can just comment. I'll try to answer as much as I can. And my dog seems to not want to shut up today. Wow, putting in the work, huh? Okay, let's just, okay. Now, for this tutorial, it's going to be a 2D menu. I haven't seen a 3D menu in a while. I'm not sure if it's trendy. Okay, fuck it. Let's just Let's just go and make this shit up. Okay, so a lot of guys do this a lot of different ways. I like to use the user interface node for user interface stuff, for building like the user interface stuff. So yeah, that's what I use. Feel free to use the 2D node, but I believe it's better to use the control node. Why? I don't know, man. I'm dumb. I said this already. So for this tutorial, if you're going to go step by step, just do what I'm doing, and in the end you can just edit some things, alter some other things you don't like. You see, if you see some way to better some of the things I'm going to do, feel free to do it. That's the point. Don't just copy this shit I'm going to show you and apply to every single project you have, or you're going to have mayhem in the future. So here we go. We have this control node, and we're going to call it main menu. Save it in this directory. And by the way, I'm not going to create like this fancy structures, like a different folder for scenes, a different folder for, or directories for scripts. I'm just going to put everything in this directory or folder. If you're a Linux prick, you're going to like me to call it directory. If you're Windows can't, you're going to like me to call it folder. Let's just move on. Dude, I'm crazy. Okay, let's do this. So we have this cool main menu. It's this shit right here. So we need to put some something on top of it. At this point, you can do like whatever you want in terms of how you build your UI. I believe what you really want me to show you, what you really want to see, is the code and how I get that glow and that tween working on. So you can feel free to skip a bit of this video, but if you want to go with me, you can just follow me. Now I'm going to put a panel. I'm not going into it and rename everything, and I'm not going to adjust the responsiveness, like when I stretch the screen or not. I'm just going to put shit and make shit work. That's what I'll do. So let's go. Let's style a bit this shit. Flat. My computer is really killing me right now. Okay, let's just make it transparent. I want to. There's a lot of things going on, so yeah. Okay, let's just try to make this as fast as possible before my computer blow up or something. So I'm going to put another control node. This is for the buttons, and I'm going to call this core buttons or core button. Let's just put it, yeah. The reason why I like to make it like not have spaces in the name, it's because it's easier to write when we're scripting. So in the core buttons, we're going to put our buttons. Let's see, buttons. Okay. Wait. No. Let's do something else. Let's put instead a sprite 2D, because we're going to. If you're going to make a custom button, by the way, you might want to stretch this to the whole screen. If you want to make a custom button, you're going to have to put a sprite 2D on top of the button node. So that's what I'm doing, and let's call this just button1. Button1, and button1 is going to have a button node, and we are going to put some images in here. So I have a set of images that I got from a mate. We're working on a game, so I'm going to take his button images and just those images I showed on the video earlier. So we're going to put these images right in here, or right in your button images asset folders if you like to organize things. It's loaded. Let's go. So I'm going to put the play image here, start button. Okay, it's too big. Let's resize this to 0.4. Okay, it's nice. Let's rename this to play button, or just play, and the button, it's going to be play button. I'm terrible at giving names to variables, and since I started using Godot and game engines, I'm terrible at giving names to nodes or node trees. So bear with me. If you have a better name, just give it a better name. And again, my dog feels like he's at war with someone. Okay. Let's go make another button. Let's duplicate this and let's call this misc, and it's going to have the misc button, and let's make this a bit smaller. 0.2 might be cool. Yes, it's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, that's good. So we have two. Let's make one more. Again, I showed you the final version at the start, but here I'm not going to go deep into that level. I'm just going to put 3 buttons. If you want to go a little bit overboard and make more buttons depending on the type of menu you're making, feel free. You're going to learn how to do this here. Okay, let's take this and put it here. Okay, let's put a different image. Okay, image. Let's see. Let's put settings. Okay, it's cool. And it's 0.2. Yes. Okay, and let's call this settings. So settings. And let's go to misc and rename this to misc button. And let's go to settings and rename this to settings button. Okay, and if my voice is somehow bothering you, just comment. In the next videos I'll try to shut up more. I just do it, since it's the first videos. I'm just doing what I want, and some feedback might be useful for the both of us. So yes, okay, we got our button, we got our sprites. Let's just cook this shit. Let's make a script, and you can put this in your scripts folder directory, or you can just put this in your tutorial folder if you're following exactly what I'm doing. So what we want to do first is to set up the focus stuff. And before that, so I'm doing this live if you didn't notice. So I'm going to fuck shit up, so expect me to have a lot of errors. So I forgot to just resize the button. You can make the button a bit beyond the limits of the sprite. It's going to be a bit cool or good for the user interface, so that the user doesn't have to press at a certain region of the sprite to hit the button. So you can go a bit overboard with the size, the way I'm doing it, or not, depends on your perspective on this. So let's go. It's a bit overboard, but it's okay. It's for testing or demonstration purposes. Okay, next thing, make it flat. Make it flat. And one thing I would recommend you to do whenever you're making a game or whenever you're coding, always test your code or your program. If you just make a considerable change, you need to test if it's working, because you don't want to write or do too much, and then when you press the button to run the code, you get like a lot of errors and you're going to get lost. Always test your code. So let's do this. Select current as your current project. Okay, let's start it. So far, let's see how it's going. Okay, not bad. When you click this, you're going to see this border, these lines, and I'm going to show you how you can get rid of those, just to make it better. And yeah, let's go. Okay. Let's get rid of those lines. So you can get rid of those lines. Select that. You can get rid of those lines by going to theme override in the control here. Go to theme overrides, go to styles, and go to either of these. I recommend you to, normally you will use the normal, hover, pressed, and focus. For now, let's just go to focus. Select new style box, flat, and go in here and disable this draw center. Click it to be off, and you're done. And you can save this style in a styles folder to apply it to every button without having to do all these steps all over again. It's a good tip. So for example, we might just save this, what we did as, let's say, blank, no line button. Again, I'm terrible with names, so bear with me. And you just click quick load and just load it for the other states of the button. Let's make this pop. And I'm really sorry, my dog is on fire today. So let's just go and make this shit pop. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's go. Load. You can skip this. I think I'm just going to fast forward. Okay, let's test our code and see what's going to happen. If I click the button, but there is no line, so that's cool. Let's see. Now I'm going to start the coding. No, there is something to make. So let's take this into steps. First, we need to set up the focus behavior. What do I mean by that is that when you start the game, we need to make the engine or the game know that we are currently on the play button, this center button. So we do this by setting up focus. We are going to make it so that when the game starts, the button that's going to have focus is the center button. Again, I'm dumb. I just know in my head that's I'm terrible at explaining things. Maybe I'm not, but I feel like I am. So I don't know how to explain this in a better way. So what I'm trying to say, you see how the center button is marked with this orange line. So right now, if you notice here in the node tree, the selected button is the play one, this center one. So that's the one that it's marked. So the focus, it's on the center button. So that's what we need to do to set up when the game starts. We need to set up when the game starts the focus to be on the center button. When you press the enter button or the X button on your joystick, the center or the play button is going to be selected and you're going to go to the other screen. So we need to set other types of focus behavior, like when you press the left arrow or the right arrow, where should the focus be at? So we're going to do this, and it's important to do this. We're going to do this by going into the button, and again, I cannot stress this enough. If you don't understand something, and I'm sure you're not going to understand a lot of things I'm going to tell you. So if you really, because I'm dumb, dude. If you really want to understand something like focus behavior, focus, any of the things I'm going to show you here, glow, the tween, I cannot stress this enough, bros. Mates, go to the documentation. My thought process is this. I first try to go to YouTube videos and search for like how to create tween, how to manipulate tween and something like that, and I realized that most of the videos are great, some are not. However, for my specific problem, it doesn't work sometimes, most of the times up until now. and I just go to the documentation or docs, and I realized that the answer is right there. And I realized I've spent like tons of minutes, like 20, 30, an hour watching a ton of YouTube videos that are helpful for some, for me maybe, but I could just read a few lines of the doc and just go straight to the answer, especially because Godot is changing with increasing speed. So some tutorials are from Godot 3.0 and some are from Godot 4.0, 4.1, 4.2, and it's hard to know what works for you or not, especially when the guy making the tutorial doesn't say what version of Godot is he using. By the way, I said this previously, but I'm using Godot 4.1. Yeah, read the docs. This is for game engine, game development, and programming in general. You're going to find your answer in the docs. So let's go. Setting up the focus behavior. You can set up the focus behavior by going into focus and setting up based on these instructions. So neighbor left, for example, we are now setting up focus behavior for the center button, the play button. So when we go to this instruction, neighbor left says that what should happen when we click the left arrow. So in this case, what we would like to happen is for it going to the settings button, the left, this button here. So let's do that. So we click on the assign button or placeholder or whatever, and we click settings button. So let's go to enable write, and the thought process is the same. What's going to happen if we're going to click the right button, and we're going to go to misc button. Let's go. Okay, this is good. And for now, that's just all we need for the play button. So let's go to misc button. When we click left, what should happen? Let's go to focus, left, it should go to play button. And I like to, oh fuck, not again, mate, not again. Okay, sorry. For this video, please bear with me. Next videos I'm going to shut that damn dog up, or just record this in another time. Okay, it's 0 a.m. for those asking or not. Okay, so what I'd like to do, moving on, what I'd like to do is, in these cases where there is a button here on the right mouse or left mouse, and I like to set up the right arrow, like what's going to happen when we click the right arrow, and I like to just go to itself. You can make it go to like the settings button. When you click right, it goes to the settings, but I don't like to do that because the code is not going to be simple, and I like simple because I'm dumb and complicated things scare me. That's why I'm doing 2D games for mobile, because you can just make hyper casual games and you're fuck me, man. Okay, let's set up the left one. What will happen if we click left? So it's going to go to itself. If we go to right, it's going to go to play button. Cool. The behavior is set, and we can test this out. You're not going to see because because of the theme override, we like erased or got rid of the lines, but let's just disable focus so you can see that it's working. And it's again, as I said, you need to test your code every time you make a progress, or every time you do something considerable. I can't tell you how enough is for you to save and test your code. You're going to get this by experience. So let's go. So first, let's run the code. At first, I click the play button, so it gives focus to the play button. So if I click on the right or on the left, it's not working, and I don't know why. So let's try to figure this out. I might know why, but let's try this. I'm going to delete this node and put another one. Let's go to play button, and let's call this misc button. And my computer is super slow right now because I have OBS open for recording, Audacity open for voice recording, and Godot open, and it's burning right now. So let's try again. Here, focus. The focus disappeared because I've deleted the button earlier. Right now. Okay, let's put this. Let's try again. I believe that's the problem. Let's give focus. Yep, that's the problem. Oh no, that's not the problem. So what is the fucking problem? Okay, okay, maybe that's the problem. I need to put it into flat mode. Is that it? Is that it? No? Okay. Okay, this is really something. Okay, let's try to see what's going on. Could it be? It's not big enough. Can't be this, right? It can't be it. Okay, let's see. Save and move on. Okay, it is not it. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, that's not it. Ooh, let's see. Let's make something. Let's make a script for this button and see if it's pressed or not. Welcome to debugging, guys. Debugging. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. Okay, the button is working, but somehow it is not grabbing focus. It is grabbing focus, but that line is not showing up, which I find it really amusing. But you can see that, okay, in order for you to, I really don't want to deal with this right now, so let's just accept that it's working because it's working because of my debug there. So if I press the right button, the focus went to the misc button, this little interrogation button, and if I press the right button again, the focus is going to itself. But if I press the left button, the focus is going to be on the play button, and I don't know why it's only showing this this region to this button and not others. I'm sure if I just spend a little bit toying with it, I'm going to figure why this is happening. But man, fuck me, mate. I'm just dumb. I don't want to be fucked. So let's just accept that it's working and move the fuck on. So let's go. What is the difference between the two? Okay, mate. Let's just go. Forget about it. Don't be obsessed with this. It's working. Trust me, please. Okay, we got our focus behavior working. It's now time to make the glow effect. So I had a bit of trouble searching how to make glow work. A lot of tutorials didn't help, so bear in mind that I'm using Godot 4.1, and this is what worked for me from reading the docs. Once again, bros, read the documentation. It's priceless. So let's start with the glowing. So in order for you to make the glow work, you can either enable HDR2 in the settings, or you can just not enable it and go the route I chose to go. The difference is when you enable the HDR2, you get better control. I didn't try, but it's what the documentation says, and you kinda put a lot of pressure on the CPU or GPU because it's heavy. The tool is heavy. But if you don't enable it, I didn't notice a lack of control. It worked just fine for me, and it's not CPU or GPU intensive, so that's a plus. So let's add a node to called world environment. And by the way, I saw a lot of videos making node 2D for the container where the sprites are, to put the world environment. However, the problem I found with this is if you want to make your elements, your nodes, to like be responsive, like when you stretch, when you have different screen for it to respond differently, to like adjust itself, you're going to want to use this control node. And then when I found videos using node 2D instead of control node for this, I was like, what the fuck, I need that rearrangement, auto rearrangement when the screen like alters. And I found out that using it with just control node, it works just fine. So let's move on. It's up to you whether to use it like I'm doing it or not. So right here in the environment, select environment. Okay, select environment and go to background and select canvas. Why? I don't know. I just followed the documentation and it worked. So fuck us, I believe. So we're done with black background for now, and go to glow. Let's go to glow. But before that, you notice that when I start the game, the focus doesn't go to the center button. I need to click with the mouse, and this might be an issue later. So in the script, to solve this, in the script on the ready function, you're going to do this. You're going to get that node, the play button, the button. Focus works with button, not sprite. So get the play button node and you put grab focus. This way, when the game starts, it's going to automatically grab the focus, see, to the center button. Yeah, that's how you solve this. So let's continue with glow. So you go here into glow and enable it, and this is going to be a pretty long video. We're filming for how many seconds? 37 minutes. What the fuck, bro? Okay, holy fuck, I'm going to make another part of this video, so I'm stopping right here, tuning in for a different part. Oh fuck, I was getting carried out. So yeah, let's just go. I'm going to stop here. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and all that bullshit, please. Oh yeah, next time.